So, thumbs up if you are confused, because I don't think I've ever been more confused about a show in my freaking life. And look what I'm getting ready to try and do right now. I'm gonna try to put pieces of a puzzle together for you when we don't have all the pieces and when we might never have all the pieces. But that's what I'm gonna try to do for you. So I know a lot of you were asking, like, hey, what did you think about the finale? You know, people were even asking me like 10 minutes into the finale, like, do you hate it yet? No, let me tell you what, I went into the finale with a completely open mind. So I wasn't going to judge it 10 minutes in. And if I talked to you on Twitter, then I told you, you know what, I'm going to wait till the show's over, then I'll let you know. But then so much stuff happened that I could not let someone know in just like 140 characters or whatever it is. So we had a very great live chat, and a lot of stuff was answered or tried to be answered there. But then there's so much more to talk about, so of course I'm going to do my regular video, which is this one. So let me just start by saying I'm going to quickly go through what happened during most of the show, because really to me the very end was the most important. A lot of the stuff going on throughout the finale was pretty much filler. So let's just talk about the ships. I was very happy when Ezria got back together. You guys know I love Ezria, and I enjoyed the scene. I don't condone cheating on people, so yeah, I do kind of feel bad for Liam, I guess. I mean, hey, I don't know him. I mean, I don't know them either. I don't know Ezria either, but I feel like I do. But anyway, I hope they do get back together. Now, when Caleb had their little moment, I was like, well, I'm happy for that too, because I do ship them, but at the same time, I was like, this is kind of predictable. Do we need to do all of this reuniting in the same episode? And then Spoby kind of had a moment, and I thought they were going to go there too, which they didn't actually, but it seems to be headed that direction. So kind of in a way, I feel like, well, they just broke everyone up because they wanted to keep us watching this season in hopes that the original ships would get back together, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. So yes, I'm happy that they're getting back together, or it seems that way, but at the same time, it's kind of a ploy. But whatevs, I guess it's better than them not getting back together. Anyway, they're not for sure back together, but it looks that way. I did really enjoy the scene where Hannah and Caleb were kind of learning more about what led to their breakup, and Hannah regretted breaking up, and she went back to Caleb's apartment, but it was too late, and I thought that was a really great and emotional scene. So during the finale, a couple of things really got me excited and got my hopes up, even though I went into the finale with zero hopes. Because one, there was a woman who apparently Marlene is saying is her actual mom IRL, and she said to Toby that he had pretty eyes, or she called him pretty eyes. Now we all know that's a throwback to what A has been called, or one of the A's has been called in the past. So for a few minutes I was like, are they going to tie Toby into this? Is this going to mean something? And then of course in true PLL fashion, it meant nothing. So, okay, or at least it seems like it means nothing. Then we had that Wilden flashback, or Wilden hallucination. We weren't really sure what that was, and I was like, well, this is very strange, but maybe they're going somewhere with it, and I was kind of like, you know, I like that, I think, maybe. But let's go to the ending. Okay, so we did get the twin reveal, so at least they did what they said they were going to do, and sadly, the twin reveal was crazy predictable. I think anyone could have figured out that it was going to be Jessica De Laurentiis' twin. This person's name is Mary Drake. So the girls find some paperwork. I'm not even sure where they were, like in some kind of dungeon. Where were they? I don't know. And it was information about Mary Drake. Mary Drake was someone who had some mental issues. She was in Radley. This is where you need to pay attention, because I'm going to try to explain it as best that I can. She is actually the mother of Charles/Cece. So this is how I understand it. If you understand all of this differently, if you feel like I'm wrong, feel free to let me know, but this is just me piecing these pieces together. So I do believe that Cece was, the transgender storyline was real, that Charles was born as Charles and then became Cece. But Jessica and Kenneth, right, De Laurentiis, they adopted Charles because Charles's mom was in Radley. Of course, then Charles ends up getting sent to Radley, okay? Anyhow, so here's the deal with these two people. Well, I haven't even told you about the second person yet. So our two villains that we know of, because there's still a third villain out there, we have Mary Drake, who was actually being herself in these, what Allison thought were hallucinations. It was actually Mary posing as her dead sister. And then, of course, no shocker, Dr. Rollins is the main villain. Now, to me, that's very lame because we just met him like yesterday and nobody gives two craps about him. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Not sure what his motivation is yet, but we find out that he really loves a good mask and he is British. And we should mention that could possibly tie into Rin. Let's talk about the masks first. That is where this episode lost me. Now, we had seen A wearing the sort of realistic masks earlier in this half of the season, but now it really crosses the line when you want us to believe that Wilden, played by the actor who played Wilden, was making these appearances in the show. But we're supposed to believe that Dr. Rollins had the world's most realistic looking Wilden mask and that Allie really thought it was him and we were supposed to think it was him, and when he peeled off the Wilden mask, come on guys, I laughed. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious. What is up with that? That's where the show really lost its credibility for me. Come on now. So now the question is, was Rin actually Dr. Rollins in a Rin mask, or is Rin somehow related to Dr. Rollins? Because we don't really know what Dr. Rollins' motivation is here completely. Well, I guess we do kind of know, because the other piece of this puzzle is that he was in love with Cece. So basically, Mary being Cece's mom and Rollins being Cece's lover are out to avenge the death of Cece, and for some reason they believe that the girls killed Cece, even though that's not true. Who was sending the ridiculous emojis with the 12-year-old texts? I don't know. I can't tell you, but I guess it's those two. So, beats me. But we then have this other person who Marlene has confirmed as Uber A, and is texting with the initials AD. Can't be Allie. Allie has checked herself into a mental institution because she thinks she's actually going crazy, even though it was her stupid freaking husband that's doing this to her. What a loser. He'll probably end up dying next season. But anyway, so Hannah is kidnapped. I'm just seriously giving you the clip notes on this one. Hannah is kidnapped through a hole in the floor of that resort place, lodge place, and someone is dragging her away at the end. And this is our Uber A. So it's not Allie because Allie was checking herself into a mental institution. So I hope you are following all of this. Wow, because there's a lot. So we will need to figure out, if you still are going to watch, and I don't even know if I'm still going to watch, who this Uber A person is. And this has to be the person who killed Cece. So hopefully all of this made sense and you can understand how I'm trying to make sense of this episode. I just feel like the show's kind of all over the place. They're very heavily invested into this one family, and there is a show on ABC currently called The Family, and I think that is a better title for this show than Pretty Little Liars, because I don't really understand how the other girls even figure into the storyline anymore, or how they're even a factor. And I just feel like the show, as I've said before, should have ended quite a while ago, because now it feels like they're really just going way out there for a storyline, just way out there, especially with the masks things and all that. We still don't know who Bethany is, and when I was thinking about it, I mean, Bethany and Mary and Charles were probably all at Radley at the same time, and so was Mary and Kavanaugh, so I don't know if there's some kind of connection there. Geez, I don't know. Veronica won the election, if you cared. But my thoughts on Uber A are that it's going to be a lame person, but right now I think it's someone's father, because I think our Uber A is going to be the actual father of Cece, because we don't know who that is yet, because I think Drake is the maiden name. So I think it could either be Byron, Mr. De Laurentiis, or Peter Hastings. What do you think? Who do you think Uber A is? Do you care? There are literally more questions about this show than I've ever had in my life at this point. So many that I can't even remember what questions there are, and I have stuff written down and I still don't have everything written down. Do you feel this way? Because, okay, here's the other thing. Some of you were tweeting me, okay, well, we cleared up the incest stuff with Jason and Cece because now he didn't date his sister. Well, yeah, no. He still dated his cousin, so we still have an incest problem. So I feel like we didn't solve any problems. We added more problems. We added more questions. And unfortunately, I made this analogy in my live chat. I feel like this show is one of those like 1,000-piece puzzles that you get maybe as a kid or whatever, that your parents wanted you to work on them with, and like your brother ate like 3 pieces of it, so you get finished and you have almost a complete beautiful puzzle, but there's seriously 3 huge holes, and there's never gonna be, those pieces are like never gonna be found. And I feel like with this season 7 and with that, the show, the series finale, I feel like it's gonna have holes in it, and there's things that are never gonna be resolved, and people that never get explained, and storylines that never get explained, and we can theorize on it all day long and we never get it right because this just doesn't make sense. It's just not going to make sense. So I know that Marlene feels like she cleared up a lot of the plot holes and questions and stuff by connecting some of this back to Cece, but I still feel like we have a lot of questions, and I still feel like the show is off course, and I don't think it even knows where it's going. Is it supposed to be for young adults in their 20s? Is it supposed to be a teen show? What is it anymore? I don't know. I didn't feel like it was smarter or more grown up. Maybe they felt that way because their villains are like 30 and however old Mary Drake is. I don't know. I just felt that those villains were silly and not scary. So I just really want to know what you guys think. I guess, what do you think, first of all? What did you think about the masks, the Wilden thing? Who our new villains are? Who is Uber A? Literally, there's 1,000 things to talk about, and I know there are still so many unanswered questions, so please ask your questions, and what I'll try to do is answer them, and if I can't, you guys go read the comments and help each other out, because when we had our live chat, like, people were helping me put pieces together, and I think that that's important. Like, I have a very basic knowledge of what happened at the very end. I completely understand that. I do. But what I'm trying to figure out is how this relates to everything else and how it relates to the future and all that. And then sometimes I'm like, well, wait, why do I care? But like, I really like to try to figure things out. But I feel like, seriously, I feel like I'm putting a puzzle together and I'm never going to have all the pieces, and that's just going to frustrate me more. As far as me doing season 7 videos, I don't know, because I didn't know that I would have all these more, like, all of this stuff to figure out. I thought it would be more cut and dry. So on one hand, that interests me a little bit, I guess, but it's like playing with a not full deck of cards. I have so many analogies. Like, I can't win a game if I don't have all the pieces. That's how I feel. So maybe I shouldn't get invested. So I don't know, and this is, I'm just being totally honest, but I will have to let you know on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter, information down below. Please comment. I can't wait to read your comments. Literally. I will reply to everyone like I always do. And I just want to say, gosh, thank you guys so much for all your support through all of this. And I'm not going anywhere. I cover all kinds of other shows just because this one's over for now. Please check out my other shows. Maybe you'll find out that you like them. And if you're here for the first time, please subscribe, because I love new people coming into our little family here. I love that so much. So thanks for watching this episode of Kellie TV, and see you guys next time.
Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down.